Has your band of characters robbed the dead? Welcome to my channel. I focus on tabletop role-playing games, video games, and science fiction. During the American Civil War in 1862, a French immigrant named Jean Baptiste was convicted of robbing 300 graves in Salt Lake City cemeteries. For his crimes, they cropped his ears. They cut off parts of his ears. They tattooed on his forehead, robbing the dead, so everybody would know what he was. And they exiled him out to an island in the middle of the Great Salt Lake. Now, this is an interesting story, and there's a movie called Redemption for Robbing the Dead. And it didn't do too well, and it's not the greatest film. I've seen it. I was interested in it. I grew up in Salt Lake, so it's one of the interesting little stories about the Great Salt Lake. Robbing, one of the things about the movie that got me was Margot Kidder is in it, and I recognized the voice before I recognized the person. And then when I saw the credits, and you go, oh, well, yes, Margot Kidder is not looking the greatest in this film. Let's be honest. She's up there in age, and anyway, and she's not doing the greatest, looking the greatest in this film, but her voice was somewhat recognizable. But it brings up the question. This is what actually happened to someone who did rob graves, who went out and dug them up. What he did is he dug them up, took their clothing, and then took it back and washed it, and then they would sell it. That was basically how he was earning a living, was by robbing the graves of people. And you take a look at your adventurers, your common adventurers. Oh, we hear about this crypt up here. We're going to go and explore the crypt, and you're going to go in and rob the dead, various things like that. That happens to most player characters, but you don't get any pushback from the DMs. Don't go, well, you stole stuff from that was my father's sword, or my grandfather's sword that we buried with him, or that was the shield that my great uncle had, and so on. And it allows you to make people think a little bit more about what they're doing. And like I said, they cropped his ears, and that was some interesting effects that they did with makeup, but it's that they cut off most of his ears in reality, and they tattooed on his head robbing the dead, so everybody would know what was going on. And makes you interesting to think about what your characters have done. Have you ever been in a campaign where going out and exploring a crypt or something like that has actually had any ramifications? Have people got upset because you went in and stole their fathers or grandfathers or great-grandfathers' artifacts? Or have you broken in and raised them from the dead? I've mentioned that one. That always is an interesting question. But there can be ramifications for what people do, which is common in Dungeons and Dragons. How many crypts, how many dungeon crypts do we see? Where you're going through some sort of crypt or something, and no one seems to mind that you're going up and doing that, or they're actually happy that you got rid of the evil ones or the dead ones that were up there, though they were probably based upon somebody's father or ancestors or something like that. So give me some comments give me some ideas in the comments below what you've done with this. As a DM, have you had people be upset because they've robbed the dead, or have you as a player been challenged because you stole somebody's treasure from their crypt? Thank you for watching my video. I look forward to learning what you think about this video. Let me know in the comments below. I appreciate all your comments. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give me a thumbs down. I appreciate both forms of feedback. If you're new here and would like to subscribe, you can click on the icon on the left. If you're interested, there's more content on the right.